2022 will be a year of success.
If you want to make your New Year's resolution come true, don't do this.
I don't know why people don't stick to their resolutions.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Nobody you know. That's right. Welcome to the Nobody You Know podcast. They might not be famous, but they certainly have a lot to say. Join Ash, SB, Emmy, and Gus as they discuss everything from celebrity gossip, trends, pop culture, hit movies and TV shows, social media, and even some juicy personal life experiences and opinions. Now, let's get into today's episode.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 6 of Nobody You Know. And in today's episode, I think we're going to be talking about some New Year's Eve resolutions and, everything kind of under that topic.
Yeah.
So,
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy
The
New
gang
Year.
is all back,
We are. We took a little bit of a break.
but we're back in
Yes.
session.
Welcome back.
Happy
so
to be back.
hopefully you didn't miss us too much.
Yes, happy 2022. Which is kind of funny. Let's start with this. I saw a meme that said, "I don't wanna hear 2022 because it's basically 2022."
Yeah, it does sound kind of awkward.
Mm-hmm.
It
Right.
does. But it only works in English. Because in Spanish doesn't work.
Right.
2022
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
record.
Right. It doesn't sound repetitive.
Yes.
Yeah.
So hopefully, it will be a great year. I
It
think
will
it
be.
will.
It will be. We're
Manifesting
manifesting it. It will be
Yeah.
an
a
amazing year.
fabulous year. Very promising, exciting year for everybody. So, jumping into this new year, have you guys made your New Year's resolution and have you stuck to them?
Yes. Have you stuck? It's only been what, 15 days?
It's only been what, 15 days, right? And so I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna come clean. I did not make any New Year's resolution, but there are things that I hope to make a habit this new year. I think I would like to go to bed earlier and wake up earlier, have a sleeping schedule that makes sense instead of just like staying
Going
up
all over the place.
late. And I want to be more on the sleeping schedule. I want to have that more concrete. So
Don't you guys go to bed at like 9?
sometimes
I do.
This
I
one.
do.
The
For
little
sure.
baby over here.
she does go to bed before me. She's better at that, but that's because I'm up late studying. So
Yeah.
I want to be better with that.
And she's better waking up. Like, I'm the type of person that snoozes every alarm. Like, class is at 10:30. I wake up at 10. Like, I hate mornings.
But like I'm really good. Like I'm good. Like 3 hours, 4 hours, I'll
Yeah.
get up. Like I will get up because I'm that kind of person. Like I don't do the snooze. I just wake up right away. Even if I sleep like 45 minutes, but I will
my
get
God.
up. But I wanna sleep more. I think it's important for your health. It's important for your immune system. It's important for everything. So yeah, that's on my to-do list this year.
It is very important.
It is. We're bad at that.
We're very, very bad at it because
Very
like
bad.
we do it for 3 days
Mm-hmm.
and then we suck the next 3 days. And then we are in the
That's
Saturday.
my problem.
Mm-hmm.
I like do something and I don't stick to it. And then
That should be another thing for us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Consistency.
Consistency, yes.
It's a big one.
Didn't you were reading a book about the habits? Would you tell us a little bit about?
I wish I could remember the name. We'll put it in the description when I look it up. But it was written by a musician who's played in Carnegie Hall. She's, I believe, a celloist.
No, I think she's a pianist.
Pianist, my
Yes.
bad, sorry. And she wrote I don't know if the right terminology is like self-help, but it's just basically a book about how like you can make habits, and she tied it into her own personal experiences as a performance artist. And so that's why I was drawn to it as a ballet dancer. I was like, they're similar enough that I feel like if she has some wisdom or tips and advice just about how to use habits, not only in performance, but just in life as somebody like her who has a lot of discipline. But one of the chapters that actually really like hit home for me, because a lot of the stuff that she wrote in there, I've heard it before, not to say it's not always good to be reminded, but she did mention that just when you're creating a habit, that it's instead of just saying, I'm going to do this every day for 21 days, that when you do that, you should incorporate whatever habit it is alongside something that you do habitually. So like you brush your teeth every day. God, I hope so. So like that's like something that I picked. I was like, okay, I brush my teeth every day. That's never going to stop. So this new habit that I'm going to do it directly after I brush my teeth, so that like I definitely do it. Like, so if you partner it with that, and it actually was, it's kind of embarrassing to say, like one of the first times I actually did 21 days without like one single cheat day. I did something called a stomach vacuum. We don't have to go into detail, but it's like this abdominal exercise.
Oh, okay,
and I did it 21 days, and I had actually great results.
Good.
So anyways, I thought that was like really
That's
helpful.
very interesting.
That was like something that like actually worked for me.
That's very
Yeah.
interesting. That's awesome. That's a great way to practice new things, incorporating new habits into your daily life. That's really good.
Yeah.
That's very good. That's
Yeah, I like
awesome.
it because it's something new that you don't hear every single time. You know, Like, again, this comes to my next point. I was listening to somebody talking about New Year's resolution and New Year's thing, and one of the things he explained is sometimes we make all these things like I'm gonna get up earlier, I'm gonna go to bed, I'm gonna stop drinking, I'm gonna stop eating junk food, I'm gonna stop doing all this. And what he says is like, that is impossible. You are not just gonna go 0 to 100 in 2 days.
Right.
Like, yeah, you can do it for 3 days, 4 or 5, and then by the 6th, you're burnt out because your body is not used to that. So like,
Okay.
instead of saying like, I'm gonna 100% stop eating junk food,
Yeah.
you say, this year, I'm gonna do 20% less junk food.
Yeah.
So instead of, like eating it 5 days a week, you're gonna eat it 1 day or 2 days a week.
Yeah.
So then slowly, when 2 months or 3 months or 5 months passes, you say, okay, I'm gonna do it 1. I'm gonna do it
Okay.
less. So then
Like gradually
Right.
doing
Right.
it
So
instead of
do it-
going cold turkey.
yes, doing like, okay, I'm gonna go to
okay.
the gym every single day this
Right.
year, and I'm gonna
Right.
be jacked. Yeah, you go the first month, and then the second month you're burned out
Right.
because your
Right.
body's not used to that.
Right.
Right.
So
There's people-
gradually going into
Yeah,
it.
it was very interesting. There's people that can definitely do it, and they
Right.
have that determination. But I feel like
It's very rare.
It's
very, very
very
rare.
Yeah.
Very
It doesn't
rare.
work for
I mean,
everybody. Everybody's
yes.
different.
It's scientifically proven actually that like it's good to have big goals. Like actually a lot of people downsize their goals because they're just like, there's no way I could do it. But there's this very fine line between like if you have, say for example, I want to make $10,000 in 3 months. If I tell myself I'm going to make $10,000 in 3 months, your subconscious brain is like, hell no, you're not. Why would you think that you could possibly do that? Like, you're such an idiot. And so, like, that internal monologue you have is going to automatically just fail you. It's not to say that you can't have that as your end-all, be-all goal. And you can even say, like, I want to make $10,000 in 3 months. But then you need to break it down and focus. You need to be like, okay, I'm going to do... what is it, like 250? No, it wouldn't. I can't do the math, but whatever. You know what I mean? Like you would break it down like this month I need to make X
This
amount of
much.
dollars.
Right.
This
Yeah.
month I need to make this. And so when you break it down into those achievable goals, your brain is like, I can do this.
Right.
It makes
If you
so much
make it
sense.
into a strategic plan, a step by step, it makes
Yeah.
sense. It
Right.
does
Yeah.
make sense. And make those little goals make that big goal a reality. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
breaking it down.
Yeah.
I mean, if I feel like to make, I think 100K a year is supposed to be like only $300 a day. So when you see $300 a day,
You're
are
like, I can do
You
that.
can do it,
I
right?
can
Right.
do that.
Right.
But
It's
when
not
you
so
see
much
100K,
It just doesn't
you are like,
seem
fuck.
Yeah.
right, reachable. Right.
Yes.
My best friend was even saying she's doing this thing where she, like, you have a bunch of envelopes and you just
Oh,
pick,
yes.
like, a
Yes,
amount of
we've
money.
seen this. I've seen this.
Yeah.
I've seen
And
this.
so, like,
I know.
say, like, you want to make $500 in, like, a month. Again, I don't know, like, the math.
Right.
I should. But, like, you just select, like, a random number, like, out of a jar or something, and it might be, like 3. And then you have to put, like, three
$3
20s, like,
in
in
the-
the envelope.
in the
And every
envelope.
day it's, like, a different number. And sometimes it could be, like, $1 bill, you know?
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
break it down so
Yeah.
the math does equal
Right.
the
Exactly.
amount of days.
I saw that. I was
Yeah.
very
That's
intrigued.
very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
'cause
just
it's like-
pick envelopes.
Most people are like, I feel like I could put $5 in an envelope today. And, like,
Yeah.
you know, it's not always $5. Like, sometimes
Right,
it's
right,
more.
right,
But
right.
it makes it helps
up.
some people.
It adds up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
like everything. I mean, it's like investing. The compound interest is what is going to make you rich. It's not what you put in.
Right.
It's the years and the long haul.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Right.
we don't think it that way. We just think like, okay, I have to put $1 million. Or,
Right.
you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Well, it's like you with your YouTube channel. Like, he knows his end all be all goal, like not end all be all, but like his big goal is 10,000 subscribers, right? But like in the beginning, he was like, I can't think like 10,000. I have to think like I want to hit 6,000 by the new year or whatever. And then like, by the way, check the description below for Gus's
yeah,
YouTube
we will
channel.
have it linked below. We
If
will
you
have
speak
it linked
Spanish, so don't
below.
worry.
Hey, we might have some Spanish followers. But anyways, like that's just a good example of that.
Yeah, slowly making achievable goals.
Right.
Also, I mean, I don't love to look at data, but I also look at the data and seeing like, okay, this is how many I'm getting a day. This is how many I need to get a day to be able to get there.
Yeah.
So
What about manifestation? Like, I feel like some people can like geek out with this, and like I've also heard some people say that like if you attach the feeling to whatever goal or resolution it is that you have, like if you literally like, I don't know if fantasize is the right word, but like if you take like a moment every day to be like, how would I feel if I was 10 pounds lighter, or like how would I feel if I had a savings account that had, you know, $20,000 in it. And like if you like sit there and you dream about it and you fantasize about it, or you even write it down
I've
with
seen
like
the
details.
write it down, like, but it's more of like I am skinny, I am this,
Right. Like you
it's
have
more
already achieved it.
right, and they write it down like that, and then they like manifest it.
I've even heard of visualization, like you visualizing, like for example, like if you want children, you visualizing brushing your daughter's hair, visualizing it, like being very, very present with it. Like I've also heard of that too. So.
Or the dream board. I've made a dream board
dream
before.
boards.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
It's actually it's pretty fun. I don't know if that one worked as much for me as like I've definitely done the like verbal like thing where you said I am, like, and I used to do it a lot when I served, and I swear to God, I don't know if it was like a mind trick, but like I swear the times when I would like be on my driving to my shift, I'd be like, I'm gonna make so much money in tips tonight, like I'm gonna go home with like $200, whatever.
Yeah.
It would always happen. Like I
Oh,
literally, sometimes I would get like a $60 tip on like $20 or something. But then like the times when I went in and I was like in a bad mood and I didn't do any of that. And like, even though I would like to think I never let my bad mood show to anyone, I think just because like I was inside feeling like negative and I wasn't saying like, I'm gonna do great tonight, I'm gonna be awesome, I'm gonna make a bunch of money, like it wouldn't happen. Like, so I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird how that works.
How that works. That's really cool. That's
it is
very,
very
cool.
interesting.
That brings me to another thing. I see like a lot of people like to do new diets for the new year. And so naturally I go to the grocery store like 2-3 days ago, and I'm by the produce. I mean, because that's what basically our diet consists of. And there's no lettuce. Like the aisle is empty.
No,
like
like
everybody and their mother is getting all the lettuce. I'm
No
like, this
lettuce.
is just now. By next month, I better see lettuce.
goes-
Like what the heck?
She goes, this happens every year.
No,
at
I
this
feel like it
time.
happens every year because the aisle is empty, no lettuce. I'm like, damn, we're taking this healthy eating very seriously. But like, be consistent with it. That's what I'm saying. The month of January, everyone's at the gyms, everyone's eating healthy. By February, it's back to normal.
gone.
It's like, come
Sometimes I wonder if people would have better success if they didn't attach it to New Year's. Like, pick a different month, pick
No,
a different day.
but-
Don't put all the pressure on New Year's, because like most of the people, like I don't know if I've ever really done any resolution
In
that
January.
I had on New Year's Eve.
Right.
Like, I love to do the tradition of like making it, but I had better success with that stomach vacuum thing that I did
On a random Wednesday
on a
in
random
March.
day, and like trying to like
Yeah.
like there's something that just feels like I know I'm not alone in thinking that like I don't do resolutions for New Year's.
Yeah.
So I think everyone already feels like they're not going to follow through, so they're just automatically like not
Yes,
going to do
again, it goes to the point that the guy was making.
Mm-hmm.
People think that they are just going to go, I'm a new person
Right.
from the 31st to January 1st.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, honey,
Right.
you're not.
Yeah.
And he brings the other point he was bringing, and it's people don't. I forgot the word. They don't check their year before. They don't make.
Oh yeah.
They don't. How to say? Yeah, you don't say like, okay, from January 1st to December 31st, what was the things that I make? Why my goals? Why I didn't make the goals? Because you always basically have the same goals
Right.
in resolution in New Year's.
Right.
Like you always, I want to be skinny. I want to go to the
Yeah.
gym.
What can I do differently?
So it's
Yeah.
like you never review your year.
Yeah, that's a
and
very
that's what you
important.
actually have to do. You have to review why I didn't meet this goal, why I didn't save enough money,
Right.
why I didn't eat enough junk food or whatever. So
Right,
you
right.
have to see where do you fall,
Yeah.
where did you fail to be able to improve. If you don't do
Absolutely.
it, you're gonna make the same mistake
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
all over again.
Absolutely. And that's also important to even the good things in your life. It's important to look back and see all that you've achieved too. If you've done a
How-
lot too. Like be proud of yourself. Look back, achieve, and look back at the achievements. That's also important too. So
Yeah.
a lot can happen in 1 year.
A
It's
lot.
crazy. Your
May-
life can change in 1 year. I mean, your life can change from one day to the next. But
Yeah.
really thinking about it in big perspective, 1 year is a long time. There's a lot of
Yeah.
days. There's a lot of hours, a lot of weeks. So make the most out of it, guys.
I also wonder if you are someone who consistently like wishes or resolutes. Is that a word? Like if you're making the same New Year's resolution every year, maybe try changing like the verbiage that you use. Like
That
instead
too.
of being
Yeah.
like, I know we keep bringing up the weight loss thing, but that's like a big one for a lot of people.
Right.
Like maybe instead of being like, I want to be skinnier, I want to lose this amount of weight, maybe it should be like, I want to get healthy and feel like good about myself, or I want to, when I look in the mirror, I want to feel this way or look this way, instead of like putting the number on it or just saying I want to lose weight or something. Because then it's like, again, your mind is remembering, well, I didn't do it last time. And so it's just like already starting out with the wrong foot. So maybe if you just like rearrange
The way you do it.
the thinking, like maybe it will help you change
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
I totally-
outcome.
I totally agree with
It's
that.
kind of like when we teach, like
Yeah.
with students
Yeah, yeah.
in almost anything, but like a lot of us have talked about before as like a student, one student might be receptive to a teacher's correction and the other one might not be at all. And so like if you say it differently, that kid's suddenly like, oh yeah, I get it now.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
you know?
Switching it up, changing
Yeah.
it up.
It's learning yourself and how you can improve it. Learning how your mind works.
Right.
You know?
Right. Right.
Not everything is the same for everybody.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Very true.
that is a very
Yeah.
good point. Which other things are New Year resolutions? Like, what do you think people make mistakes of?
Spending a lot of money,
Spending a lot of money.
Spending money.
like falling for like all of the marketing and advertising and gimmicks, like
50% off.
Yeah.
End of the year, New Year sale or whatever.
Right.
Like new year, new you, buy this. It's gonna make you feel great. Like
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
And I mean,
don't
don't get me wrong, some of them are great deals. But some of them is like, do you really need that?
Right.
is it really gonna help you?
Is
Right.
it really going to help you? Can you actually afford it?
Yeah.
You know, because that's the point.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, I struggle with that a lot myself. Because I feel like sometimes I bought a lot of shit that I don't need that I think I'm going to need. You know, and
Yeah,
like, it happens
like-
to me a lot with cameras and with things like this. I'm like, oh, but I need this mic and I need this little thing and I need this thing and I need this,
And I need
this.
this
And when
and
I
I need
less
that.
think, is I'm already spending $1,000 on something that I used once.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Yes. That's the worst when you're investing in something and you don't end up using it.
Using it.
It's just, you think, you make your mind think you need it.
Yeah, right.
And you're
Right.
like, it's gonna be so much better, and I'm gonna be so much better with this, and I'm gonna look like Steven Spielberg.
Right.
And
right.
it's like, honey, no.
Yeah, that's a very important note too.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's hard to accept it
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
hard to, as yourself, accept that you are making mistakes, accepting that you are wrong. And we never want to be wrong. We always want to be like, I know what I'm doing. But also improves yourself, and something that for example, I want to be better this year is like, I made mistakes too. I'm wrong sometimes too. You know? So
Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, personal growth is always something. It's not really a New Year's resolution, but it's something that should always be on everybody's radar every year. It's more of like a life thing, personal
Yeah.
A
growth.
lifestyle.
Yeah. I think that's always a good thing. It's always a good thing. Another important thing I think for the new year is maybe for myself, for example, like maybe putting yourself first sometimes. Sometimes
Yes.
there's lots of people that don't like to put themselves first. Sometimes it's important to put yourself first, or if you're vice versa, think of others too. Like if you want to do something new for like think outside of the box and do something for others. Sometimes that's a great personal growth experience.
Learning how to say no.
Learning how to say no is tough.
Very
It's
tough.
Very tough. We always want to be people pleasers. It's a very tough lesson, but that's very important
It's
too.
very, very important.
It's very important too in life.
To me, it's very, very important.
Yeah.
Have to learn when to say
Making
no.
boundaries.
Making
Yes.
boundaries for yourself.
And that's
Yeah.
even hard sometimes too when you feel like someone maybe like has, I don't know, maybe like depression, anxiety or something. And so it's like learning how to, because I think it's easy to sometimes feel like, okay, I have to be there for this person no matter what. And like, I'm not saying not to be with, like be there for them, but like
Yeah.
sometimes it feels very like emotionally
Draining.
draining
It
on
could be
yourself.
draining,
And
for
so
sure.
like learning how to like still be there for that person, but not also like letting them just take advantage of you all the time, because it's like, how can you be there for someone if you're not feeling like emotionally rejuvenated yourself?
Yourself.
Right.
You
know?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So like it's kind of like when they always say in an airplane, like put your mask on first, then
Before you
help
help
other
others.
people. Like it's a little bit like that.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah,
have
that
to like
makes
if you
sense.
don't take care of you, then you can't take care of other
somebody else.
people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Totally
Yeah.
agree. Totally,
These are
totally
great
agree.
things. These are great things.
Do we want to do a little small change of 180 to Clayton?
Since our last episode, Michelle Bachelorette, we've had really good feedback.
Response.
We've had responses towards this episode, so we have decided maybe we can throw in some Bachelor news. Mr. Bachelor Clayton. In the beginning, we were all excited. We were approved of it. You can even look back in the video too. We were like, "Yeah, we're all for it."
Right.
We take that back. Like we really took that back because what the heck is happening? What was that? I
Yeah.
mean, 2 episodes and I'm falling asleep, guys. They've only said
Yeah.
the word vulnerable twice. I mean, it's so boring.
Yeah.
What happened?
I've
What
never,
happened?
ever been bored watching anything in the Bachelor franchise in the entire history.
It was
of
excruciating.
To be honest, I don't remember the last episode because like I wasn't paying attention because I
And
got
also,
bored.
he's just
got bored.
embarrassing himself
Yeah,
so
like-
much. Like he has no perception of like the good girls that are there versus the ones that are
Yeah.
not. And like, it's not even like you don't need to be smart. You just need to have a little bit of street smarts to like notice.
Common sense.
Like the stuff, like when the girl is running around at the birthday party and she's not helping anyone, like he had to have seen that. Like, I'm sorry, I don't care what you say about editing. He was there.
Right.
And like he freaking picks her. Like she's so, and he makes out with her like 3 different times. I'm sorry, don't play mouth hockey with someone at a little kid's birthday party. Like at
come
least
on,
like
let's
go
keep it
hide behind a
PG.
bush, like
Yeah.
something.
Ay.
So disgusting.
I mean, even Hillary Duff saw it. She smelled it. And she was like, this
Yeah.
girl, I don't like her.
Yeah, this is not.
I don't know. I don't know.
was just, I have no doubt that he is going to be a great dad someday, and I think that's the reason he got chosen. But now that I'm just seeing, like, poor guy, like, honestly, I just think that he's never had this much attention from females, like, in his entire life. And so it's definitely going straight to the dome. Or straight down south, whatever you want to call it. But like, I mean, we all know all bachelors and bachelorettes make out with each other a lot. That's a given. But this is like send in some hospital beds for mononucleosis. Like, how is this happening?
I think one of the biggest problems is after watching Michelle's season, where she actually have great interactions, great conversations, great interest about not just like looks or things like that. Then you get to see that literally they are just there to look at each other and kiss each other. Maybe they're having great conversations. Again, the point of the team is make money. So they're going to edit it the way it looks, what they think the best. But to me, it wasn't the best, because at least with Michelle or whatever, if they want to portray something different, it was interesting, and you still hear her point, and you still hear a lot of very good things. But with this one, you don't see anything.
Yeah, there's
Like,
no conversations happening.
anything.
That's a really good
So
point.
when you put them in perspective next to each other, you are like, what the fuck?
I mean, at this point, I feel like Michelle had already like asked the guys like about past relationships, about
there
their
was more
parents,
conversation.
about
More,
like just what are they
Important-
looking for? Where do they
Yes.
live? Like
I mean,
anything.
you knew about the contestants more. You knew more about them by the first episode with Michelle. Like you knew. But these, it's just like you just know their employment, and that's it, and their
And their
age
name.
and their name, and that's it. That's it, and what they wore that night. I mean, yeah, it's. I don't know how we feel about this. I don't know if we're gonna even get to the end because it's that bad. I hope it turns around
it's
by episode
pretty
3
bad.
because it's rough, guys. It's
And
rough.
although the new host, he's cool. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not like he has to. It's not like it's a hard job.
The
but
lines are
he's-
back.
You know, he's doing good so far.
He's doing a great job.
He does look like Clayton's older brother for
does.
sure.
Really, there's a resemblance there, guys.
There is a resemblance.
Yeah.
He's like the hot older brother, and then poor
And
Clayton.
then Clayton's just the leftovers.
But so that's like the only good part is the host.
Yeah.
Yes, I like the new host. I feel
Yeah.
like it's refreshing. Also, I like it that he's married. He doesn't seem like approachable. You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
what I mean by approachable, I mean like for the contestants, not for the bachelor
Yeah.
or for like the girl. You know what I
Right,
mean? Because I feel like Caitlyn and
Tasha.
Tasha, sometimes I dislike them, sometimes I like them, but I feel like they were too approachable by the contestants.
Right.
I feel like they
Yeah.
were like, it's like, I want to be your best friend too. And it's like, I understand that you can be best friends with anybody, but when you're in a thing when supposedly you're finding love,
Yeah.
when you have two beautiful women, it's like,
Yeah,
and there is
you kind
40
of felt
men.
like
The
the
Bachelorette shouldn't be competing with the
Yeah.
host.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Or
kind of
vice
how it
versa.
felt. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but
There was some moments that
No,
felt a
yeah.
little overly flirtatious. There's like a
Yeah.
difference between being like outgoing and gregarious
Yeah.
versus like I'm available too. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like even though
even though they were married, they were not married.
One is engaged and the other one's disengaged.
Yes.
Right.
Just,
I don't know if that's a word. But
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like Caitlyn more than Tasha.
yeah, I
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
same.
I feel
Yeah.
like she did a better job.
maybe it was like
Yeah.
less about liking one versus the other and just realizing like as an audience like you just want one host.
One
It's
host.
confusing to have more than one host. Like you don't see that really in any other shows.
Yeah.
Like you see where there's like multiple judges, but there's never more than one
One
host.
host,
And so I
yeah.
think it felt like you couldn't really fully like either one of them because like you just can't.
They have to
like-
divide 3 lines.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
exactly. It
so
was
I
weird.
think that's why we liked it when it was just Caitlyn because it was like, okay, wow. Well, and she's also very funny. She's funny.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's just something like I feel like the show is so obnoxious and over the top and ridiculous as it is that you kind of just want like a calm,
Presence.
like not I don't want to say like older man, but just like a calm like person. Like I don't know
Yeah.
how to
Yeah.
say it.
No, that
right,
makes sense.
right, exactly.
Because like if
Exactly.
you just have too much wildness, it's just
yeah,
Too much.
It's just too much.
too
It's
much.
just
I
too
kind
much.
of wanted Wells to be the host.
Yeah.
Petition for Wells to be the new
Yeah.
host.
Hopefully they're gonna give him Paradise.
they should just give him the whole thing.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, hopefully he will be the host for Paradise, like fully. But
He would be an excellent.
he's excellent. I mean,
Excellent for
I
the
wanted him
position.
to be the host for the Bachelor or Bachelorette.
He would be.
Yeah.
He's an excellent.
He will
candidate.
do it great.
Perfect.
He knows the franchise. He knows
does.
everything. He's been involved. He's a great
And
talking
Everybody
he has,
loves
and he
Wells.
has a calming presence.
Yeah.
And he's also happily married to what's her name?
Sarah. I forgot her last
from
name.
Modern Family.
From Modern
I can't
Family.
remember her last name.
Halen. I don't want to say it wrong, but I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's awesome too. But anyways, Well, hopefully he'll just get the whole Bachelor
Yeah.
in Paradise.
Yeah, I
because,
feel like he
yeah.
deserves it.
We're manifesting it 2022.
Yeah, 2022.
Yep.
Yep.
I think this could be it.
Thank
Yeah.
you guys. Thank you
Yeah.
guys for joining us on
Yeah.
this
you.
episode 6. It's nice to be back. As always, leave us feedback. Follow us on all our social media platforms:
Rate us.
Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. You name it, we got it.
Yeah, we are in all of the platforms, all of the podcast platforms as well. You guys
Mhm.
know them all.
YouTube link, of course. We can't forget about our YouTube channel.
Yes.
Subscribe.
Mhm.
If you want to see our faces while we
Yes.
talk.
We're all like not too bad looking. No, I'm just
We all right. We all right. We all right.
We're all right. We clean up nice when
Yeah.
we try.
Exactly.
But
Thank
yeah,
you guys.
Thank you for
Thank
watching.
you.
Thank you.
See you
Until
in
the
the
next time.
Episodes.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening, guys and gals. This was Nobody You Know. Literally. Remember to hit like and subscribe and leave us a comment. Have a question for the guys or a topic you'd love them to discuss? Get in touch. You can find us on all socials at @NobodyYouKnow_podcast. See you next time.